Happy, what day are we on? Thursday. Hope you guys are doing well. Was talking to a friend the other day and it kind of struck me. Of course, I think there's a whole lot of growing. It's just a growing season. It's a pruning season right now. I'm guessing other states are dealing with it like Michigan is. Although if you ever been in the desert, right? It feels like nobody else is in the desert. It's just you. And so if you're like me, it's been a hard time, right, with Michigan politics. And you feel like, oh my gosh, are we the only state that's going through? But I'm sure there's other states that are struggling as well. So, but talking with this friend the other day, and it occurred to me, I want to give you this challenge and share this if you feel like it's helpful, but give me feedback. Maybe you can help me figure out a more winsome way to sell it. So at times it is really easy for us on social media to pontificate, to vent, to get into tits for tats with people, right? Like back and forth, back and forth. The question becomes, what good are we producing? Now, I can see both sides to this because there is a value in sharing information. It's like with our Americans Unite for Michigan group. Hopefully that inspires people to feel like, oh gosh, we're not alone. There's other people here that are struggling as well or that are grappling with the same issues, right? So social media creates this platform where we can be reminded that we're not alone. We can share ideas, we can share resources, but here's the danger that I think we need to be really careful of is that it does not become our silo for influence. So there's a couple things that I mean by that. Sometimes, and now remember, Facebook is a business. So I'm not going to get on here and demonize them and say, oh, well, they're taking away free speech. It's a business. We're Americans. So if you or someone you know, right, is uncomfortable with Facebook, create a new thing. Like Facebook is a business. Facebook has figured out how to train their algorithms to put forth information that they either want you to see or that you have indicated to them that you care about. What I think we have to be careful of is that when we post content or rants or information, maybe it's on a different platform, it doesn't have to be Facebook. You may only be sharing that information with people that already agree with you. Now, if that's your target audience, that's okay. But if you feel like, well, I'm doing my job of, this is how I'm contributing and I'm sharing information on, let's just say, a school board vote. Well, again, this is just an example, but let's say you have 50 Facebook friends and they were all at the school board meeting and they're all posting on the same thing. So we have to be very careful that, like, if that is our only attempt at influence, we might want to get creative and think outside the box and think about how can I reach other people that maybe aren't seeing this. The other thing I think we have to be careful about is that we not become only talkers. I realize that's a very general statement, and maybe it's something I'm just more extra sensitive to. You tell me if you're seeing it. You and I can get all sorts of people to engage on social media, but why aren't they showing up to meetings? Why aren't they coming to township meetings or to county commission, right? I'm sure you're like, yes, I know exactly what you mean. So how do we engage them? So when I was talking to this friend, I was like, we almost need to have like a one versus one where we start to challenge people. We say for every minute you talk, or I could say for every hour you talk, right? For every hour you talk, there should be another hour of action. Because what we need people to do is to not just be on social media talking about why President Biden's bad or why this. We need people out there that are actually contributing to rebuilding of our communities. Whether it's projects you're volunteering with or you're deciding you're going to go out and start doing door to door just to check in on your neighbors, or you're choosing to run for office. Now, I think one of the challenges is that many Americans don't know where to help, and they're so discouraged and they don't know that one person can make a difference. I'm hoping that as you follow some of my content and others, like people like Glenn Beck, and there's so many good people out there, that you will start to change your perspective. But what we've got to do is to start getting back to helping locally. So if you find yourself busy with just ranting on social media, just going after, different bad case scenarios. It is important to be informed, very important. But what are we doing to actually make an impact? The last thing I'll say is this. One of my favorite scriptures in the Bible talks about how faith without works is dead, which is actually a really awe-inspiring thought. That like I can have faith in Jesus Christ and I can have faith in like the goodness of God. But if I'm not taking action, my faith is dead. And I wonder if there's a way that you and I can just gently and graciously start to plant a seed, and even some of our fellow people of faith, to say, how can we be a part of the action process of bringing redemption to society? I'm in Jackson County, Michigan. For people that are like, I have a passion for the homeless, I'll connect you with my friend who's the leader of the homeless shelter. I want to do stuff on the life issue and I don't know where to start. I'll connect you with the girls that I know that are leading up the life organizations, right? There are things to do. So maybe now is the time for us to almost have an epiphany as grassroots activists to say, my presence online is important. We need conservatives to shine online. But you have so much that you can do off the screen as well. You aren't alone. If you're feeling stumped with, what do I do? Let me know. Let some of us know. We'll help you brainstorm. But all I know is that we serve a God of solutions, that we are to be doers and talkers, right? We're supposed to tell the good news. We're supposed to share like the benefit of our story and our testimony and, our faith in Jesus and why conservatism is good, right? So our mouth is needed, but we also need to roll up our sleeves and to start getting busy and to actually put some elbow grease into giving back to our community. So let me know your thoughts. Hang in there. God is not done with America, with Michigan, with me yet. Thanks for being here. You guys are amazing.